We are live.
Hey there, and welcome to GemStars, part of the Untold Stories Project. I'm Wiki, and I'll be your host and game master this evening. GemStars is an actual play of Mutants and Masterminds, the world's greatest superhero RPG from Green Ronin Publishing, taking place in the original setting of LaFondy. Mutants and Masterminds is a D20-based system that allows players and GMs to create stories featuring all of the greatest heroes and villains of their imagination. One of the fun things about Mutants and Masterminds is the inclusion of the hero point. These allow heroes to re-roll a die, take an extra action, recover from dangerous conditions, make small scene edits, or use their powers in creative ways. Heroes each start with one of these hero points and can gain additional points for good role-playing, funny jokes, clever decisions, having their characters' complications used against them, and by your generosity. That's right. If you subscribe, renew a subscription, or donate bits to the stream, you will generate a hero point that you can give to the player of your choice. We are a small but growing streaming network, and those follows, subscriptions, likes, and comments, both here on Twitch and over on YouTube, help to keep us visible, growing, and paying our bills. Now, let's meet our heroes for tonight, shall we? Say, what the heck, heroes?
Heroes.
What the heck?
Heroes.
Worse.
What the oh my god, we're all gonna die, heroes.
It's really not getting better, is it?
No.
We're about as in sync as our characters are.
I mean, in fairness, you change it every week, so it's harder for us to, figure out each other's timing.
And also, some of us purposely mess up the timing.
Yeah.
Too. Some
Heroes,
of us actually try.
let's go ahead and introduce ourselves. Tell us your name, who you're playing, and answer our question of the week, which is, what is your character's biggest asset without their gem? And we will start all willy-nilly with Calvin.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm Calvin. I'm playing Arcelia, aka the Ruby Gemstar of Strength. And their biggest asset without the gem. I mean, she's still pretty good at punching. Surprisingly, but I guess the biggest asset is boundless confidence in all of her friends and teammates, which is exactly what we need right now.
That answer was far too wholesome.
It really was.
It really was.
And that right there, mwah, that's why you're the leader.
Aww. Well, I guess with that wholesome answer, I'll pass it up to Joe.
Okay, hi, I'm Joe. I play Seteta, lots of other names, Gemstar, Sodalite of mental shenanigans. And yeah, even without her gem, she's really good at the things that make Morganite unhappy. Which is sneaking and stabbing.
Sneaking's
No,
fine.
She's pretty good at those without the gem. Gem makes it more fun. Yeah, we're gonna go to Jemmy.
Hi, I'm Jemmy. I play Mary / Morganite, Gemstar of Healing, and our resident magical girl of magical girls. Just full-on power of friendship. And I guess what Mary's greatest asset outside of the gem is she still does know healing techniques, basic first aid and stuff. That's what she was doing before the gem. But they also have the great asset that's kind of stealing from what Calvin said, but also what I was originally going to say, which is incredible belief in friends and everything. I mean, she's the magical girl of magical girls, as I said. They literally are the power of friendship. So they have their friends.
Yeah.
And I guess an owl that is kind of mind washing, messing with their mom. I don't know.
Just keeping your mom safe. That's all that owl is doing.
I'm passing it over to my dad.
Hey everyone, I'm Aaron. I am playing the Gru known as Braylon, who is usually the Gemstar of Transmutation. So yeah, there's that. In answer of the question of the day, what is your character's biggest asset without their gem? Well, they're a telepathic, shape-shifting alien. It's actually a little scary how little of my power is connected to my gem. So, really, the only thing my gem does that I can't do for myself is the ability to take non-living forms. And to transmute other non-living material. But, yeah. So there's that. And I will pass it straight up to Aunt Puppy.
Hi, I'm Aunt Puppy. I play Elliot. Well, I guess I play Alexandrite normally, but today I'll be playing Elliot. She is a demon, for lack of a better term. I need to figure out what I'm gonna call her instead of demon, because she's getting nicer, and I don't know how I feel about that.
See, I also keep meaning to ask, is she a demon, or does she just look like a demon?
She just looks like one.
Might depend on who you ask.
I was gonna say yes. She is magic is her power. And I think her biggest asset without her gem is, before this, she was a bit of a outlaw and smuggler. So not nearly as sneaky as Soda, but definitely kind of walks that fine line of she can, go into a party in front of everybody and take everyone's wallet and they'll never know. But she also is kind of like a Robin Hood, so she gives it away to the poors. So
He's Casper the Friendly Demon.
Every time.
What?
Call them the pores? Or
Yeah, every time you call them the pores, I just lose it.
They're the poors.
pores.
Well, that's how they're referred to, is the poors.
Not quite the same as Robin Hood, but a good
Effort points.
Family.
Effort
She
points.
doesn't understand the poors, but she understands that she has more than they do. So
It's not getting better.
I know, right?
We'll get there.
she's trying. So who's left? Is Brandon's left? No?
Hi, everyone. I am Brandon. I play Kingsley Palace, aka world famous singer Jade Crystal, aka Emerald, the Gemstar of Fortune. And her biggest assets are her wealth, her status, and her contacts, which all have been rather thoroughly neutered when she was accused of trying to start a civil war. And so, yeah, this is going to be fun.
Actually, she was accused of blowing up her parents. Is what she was accused of, to be clear.
As part of starting a civil war or some kind of mage-based uprising.
Civil war-like activity.
Yes, some light treason.
Light treason, yes, but civil war, no.
I'm gonna
Little treason.
pass
Just
it up
a
to
little.
Recreational treason.
Yes, some
Diet,
just some recreational treason. It's
For
fine.
fun or for glory?
diet treason.
Okay, so when last we saw our magical girls, after their confrontation with General Acosta in the ballroom, they were able to discover and then subsequently thwart a plot to assassinate the Imperator. Upon
That's a premature woo.
Well, it was a good thing.
We earned a
Upon-
woo.
upon completing their mission, They went to the Imperator's bunker to speak with them, to fill them in on all of the shenanigans that they knew about. And that was when our GemStars found themselves at the mercy of a small, mysterious being who has confiscated their gems and seems to want to test them.
Believe you're referring to a little jackass.
Yes.
Not that any of us know this yet because we all fell asleep first.
I know it.
One of us knows.
So, we will pick up as you have all just awakened in a very dark, cool place with no memory of how you've gotten there, why you're there, or even where you are.
Oh, even
Oh
better.
boy.
Cool, cool.
You
I feel
are
like this is just Elliot trauma over and over and over again. She just keeps ending up in places she has no idea what they are.
you are all currently detransformed.
So should we have our like other character sheet up and not the powered sheet?
Correct. You should be using your normal person sheet.
I mean, Arcelia is just going to reflexively try to activate her powers, but obviously to no effect.
Your gem and your companion are missing.
Okay, I'm not okay with Mousy being gone.
And you will all discover that your gem and your companion, if you have one, are missing.
You said no memories, no memory at all, or no memory of how we got here? Like, do I remember?
So Kingsley, you have a very fuzzy memory of Teacup, something about a test, and not getting eaten.
Not getting eaten?
Yeah.
Oh, joy. I don't remember that. Brandon doesn't remember that from last week. When they start sharing that they don't remember, I'm going to add those little bits in.
So,
everybody give me a perception check, please.
I don't want to. No.
it's a good thing my eyes are still good.
This character sheet looks so weird because I haven't looked at this one for
That's
forever.
what I was just thinking too. I was like, where is everything?
It's so weird.
You said perception, right?
Correct.
Where is perception? There it is.
What?
Ooh,
Oh, shit.
bad
Absolutely.
roll.
22.
Oh, not that bad roll.
All right. So
No,
20.
absolutely. Oh my.
just leave it. It's not.
Oh
You
my
do
God.
not want
We
to
got you.
spend. So Arcelia and Braylon, you both are going to notice at basically the same time. Arcelia, there is a little yellow square of paper stuck to your chest.
That upward inflection was nerving.
Just like, gonna take that paper and see what it
And
says.
it's like it has some sort of weird adhesive on the upper back
Where is
area.
It's a sticky note.
Fascinating. Some sort of adhesive letter.
And
I think we should call it a stick there.
A stick there?
I hate you all.
You have only yourself to blame.
I
Ew.
really do. So you look at it and scrawled in barely legible writing across the whole thing. It says, "Save the Nemesis, save the worlds."
What?
Possibly.
Save the world?
Possibly.
With an S?
Worlds with an S.
That sounds like something that could be a slogan for a promising television show that ended up ending in just disaster.
That seems unlikely.
Yes.
We'll only watch the first season.
That's all you needed to watch.
So, yeah, you have a note that says, save the nemesis, save the worlds, possibly.
Okay, team. Nemesis is pretty vague.
I'm just not happy that it says possibly at the end.
Does anybody else have a post-it on them?
Nope.
And who was it on? I wasn't clear on that.
Ruby.
Arcelia.
Was on Arcelia.
And I have to remember your guys' people names. That sucks. How could you?
Arcelia specifically, hold on, I need to open your sheet.
Uh-oh.
Give me just a moment. Come on, Roll20. You can do, there you go.
Well, that sucks.
Go ahead and give me another perception check, and I will give you a +2 bonus.
I'll take it. Gotta find my Roll20 window. 30 total.
Okay. So you're kind of looking at this little yellow piece of sticky paper, and then you kind of take a minute to sort of look around where you are. And you actually know exactly where you are. Not only are you back in Eopanon, you're on the second level, the second ring, and you're very near the Zerafina family compound. And you're in like a little side, not quite a cave, but not a cave.
I feel like a question of the day is being put to test right now. I don't like it.
You can also give me an insight check.
Sure. That I'm less good at.
Actually, I will accept insight checks from everyone.
Okay.
Sure, why not?
Do I have an insight?
I
Sorry.
don't know.
I think it's actually pretty good, even.
Yes.
No.
Oh my freaking god! Are you kidding me?
I mean, honestly, this totally tracks.
In a row, you have got to be kidding me.
23.
Same.
All right. So anybody who rolled an 18 or above on that insight check, I'm assuming, Arcelia, that you shared the information of where you are.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So anyone who rolled an 18 or above on that insight check is kind of going to start putting 2 and 2 together about the location and the note and who the note specifically was stuck to.
The
Oh.
nemesis is.
Yeah.
And this absolutely has to have something to do with Talindra. Or Talindra. How do we pronounce her name?
Talindra.
Talindra, yes.
Talindra Zerafina.
I didn't make this name, so I didn't do that one to myself.
Yeah, I think this note is about Talindra. We did see her getting taken, so...
You saw her being chased.
Yeah.
And falling? Something like that.
Well, we know she's part of the Atlas conspiracy. Am I remembering that right?
Yes.
Her name was on the list.
Project, but yes.
Project Atlas.
Yes.
So, and we know that they have been being kidnapped. So, yep, looks like we've got to save your bully.
Great. I kind of assumed she would have gotten captured, but maybe she did get away. If she did, I mean, that's a way for us to learn something more about the project, maybe, and try to put more pieces together. So I guess we have to go save her. It's very important that we do so to save the worlds.
I'm so happy about that.
Yes.
I mean, it's also important to save her because we should save people.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That too.
You seem hesitant there.
No.
Did something happen?
Several things. Talindra and I have history, including family history that goes back several generations.
Oh, okay. Well, I hate to be that person, but how exactly are we supposed to save her when our gems aren't here?
Oh, I've done rescue missions before. This is fine.
You have, but
No, it's gonna be fine. Well, it'll be fine.
Aren't I supposed to be the unrealistically optimistic one?
See?
So,
You
quick
get
question.
that way even when you're outside of your element. I'm in my element and I'm excited. Kind of. I don't
Okay.
like this whole nemesis thing and worlds. Why is
What?
there an S on that word?
Why does it say
Because-
probably?
Well, we're probably going to save both Lafandi and Shadowfall.
Or
What about that other place that all of the refugees came from? Are we trying to save that place as well?
Maybe?
my understanding is that's probably too late for that particular world.
Oh, terrifying. Okay.
But either way, we should get moving, I guess.
I guess.
I guess.
Go, heroes!
Heroes?
Can I well, okay, no, we did perception. So we're in a room somewhere in
It's not really a room. You're kind of like, so Iokanon is made of 3 huge rings that are spaced out like, you know, a huge amount of distance apart, like hundreds of feet apart. And the rings themselves are made of basically crystal and magic. And they're sort of partially embedded into the interior walls of the mountain that it's in. And it's surrounded everywhere is all about mining. And there are tons and tons of various mining shafts and caves and things like that. Most of those are down on the 3rd ring level because that ring still mostly touches the ground. So you are on one of the outer walls of the middle ring. And you're in sort of it's basically an alcove-like cave thing. Just sort of stacked up like firewood.
great. Can I stealth around outside to like get some intel?
Sure. What kind of intel are you attempting to get?
More specific location, if we're being guarded, and what other enemies might
Be close to where we're napping.
Okay. First, give me a stealth check.
24.
All right. Just do a thing here. Come on. There we go. Okay. And give me an investigation check, please.
Okay. 18.
All right. So you sort of go into assassin mode, and you kind of move about the cabin, as it were, looking.
Now free to move about the cabin.
Yep. Just sort of sliding in and out of various places. Where you guys are right now, it's mostly residential. So you are moving in and out of like backyards, more or less, through the alleys between houses, and you don't see any particular enemies, anyone you would consider to be an enemy. It seems like it's probably relatively late because there's not a lot of activity on the streets or even in the houses. There's not a lot of lights on, so you think it's probably fairly late. It's very hard to tell any Opinon, however, because it's all underground.
Okay.
But the type of activity or lack thereof that you're seeing makes you think it's nighttime and fairly late.
Okay. We're not being guarded. We can totally get out of here. I think it's nighttime. It's really hard to tell down here.
You get used to it.
I believe you.
Wait, how are you telling us?
How? I came back.
Oh, okay. I'm
I
like,
didn't abandon you all.
I can't do anything
I came
mentally.
back.
So I'm like,
Oh, did
are
you
you just
forget
having
who
the
I am? Hi, we're friends, remember?
Oh yeah, everybody who so
Oh,
Tessa just went out. Tessa just went out of your line of sight. I would like to test everyone's object permanence. Please give me a will save.
Oh, also
Right.
that.
The gem
Oh,
made her
so
memorable.
bad.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Jesus, thank you.
Wasn't it without anyone he doesn't have a good bond with her, though?
Elliot absolutely has a great bond with Seteta.
Yes.
I'm having the worst rolls in the world. No.
26.
Yeah,
All
my
right.
will is 10, so.
And I rolled a 4.
Yeah, I got a 9.
So Braylon, Elliot, you guys. She comes back and you're like, she starts to talk and you're like, okay, blah 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 blah.
Oh, God, no.
Mari and Kingsley,
Mary.
Mary. Why is it spelled so weird?
Me with a full fancy gem, and I said, yeah, we'll just use this for short. It'll be Mary.
Mary and Kingsley. This person comes back and starts talking to you. This person comes into the cave you're in and starts talking to you. And it takes you a minute to remember that, okay, they know you and they should be speaking to you. Arcelia, you're like, who is this person and why are they talking to us?
It just hurt my heart because I remember a few bits in. I remember like early episodes when it was Mary and Tessa talking. The response from just Mary of like, "Oh, well, I wouldn't forget you. You're a friend." And I hate my dice because I have a better will than this.
You can always use your hero point.
I said I caught on, thank God, but
it just takes you a minute for your brain to.
oh my God.
It's like, I'm guessing, similar feeling as if you ran into an acquaintance you hadn't seen in 6 months.
That's just my ADHD every
Yeah.
moment, though.
Yeah.
I meet someone and I'm like,
Does it all come back?
Or someone you know from the internet and you see at a convention maybe once or twice a year,
yeah.
and you're like, I know you.
Me with every relative
Oh,
at every reunion.
Now, does it all come back, or
Yes.
okay?
It just takes
Oh.
a minute to click into place.
Wow, say Teta that.
Arcelia, you're confused
Yeah,
as
I'm sorry. Excuse me.
Hi, it's okay.
RC, it's okay.
like you remember Soda. You remember Soda was with you guys when all of this happened. But this is totally not Soda. You don't know this person. Why are they here?
So
Yeah, and they just showed up and we just arrived here, so Arcelia is immediately suspicious.
you remember Soda, right?
Yes.
And remember how she had this thing where people forgot her if she left their sight?
Yeah.
Seteta is soda.
Right. Okay. Okay, that's gonna take some getting used to. Is this gonna happen all the time?
Hey, Australia, give me another will save, please.
Uh-oh.
You'll find out.
All right, Australia, fortify your mind.
Oh my god! You say yes, but you totally do not believe that.
You just become sus of her.
Mary is just grabbing onto her like
I look her in
away
the
from you.
eyes. I realize she's just not buying it, and I just look at her straight in the eyes. I grab her hand and say, "I know, but just trust me."
I'm grabbing Tata and just having Mary just instantly like, I'm so sorry. And she's like lost on tears because she feels
It's okay.
bad.
It's okay. Now you understand why it's so easy for me to still. It's easier that way.
Sorry.
And then Elliot's just like, what the hell is
Yeah,
going
no,
on?
me and you, it's all good. It's all good. Like, you're fine. Thank
I don't
you.
want to forget you know. Sorry.
So this isn't
That's
some.
not, I don't need snot on my arm.
This isn't some my manipulation thing. You all definitely remember this person.
Yes.
You all definitely remember her.
I just look at her and I say, "Do you trust me?"
With every cell in my body.
Go.
That is the person you, me, and all of us know.
Okay.
Give it like 15 minutes and it'll feel better, I think.
Did we just turn Ruby into a Disney princess? Do you trust me?
To be fair, I think Ruby was already a Disney princess.
That's true. That is true. That is true. Fair.
You ain't wrong. Okay, so you said it's night outside and there's no one guarding us right now?
No one nearby at all. Well, I mean, like, I think people are in their homes sleeping. There wasn't anyone outside. I bounced through some backyards. I didn't really even see any animals. So either everything's completely abandoned, which would be weird, or it's night and everyone's asleep. So we can definitely get places.
Yeah, that sounds like an average night.
Sateta, you think that the best place to start looking might be that warehouse
Where they had the kids chained up.
where the kids were being kept for a little while before you guys got there?
Yeah, someone else mentioned that last week. But yes.
At the very least, it would be the first place I would think she would go for a panic room.
That makes sense. So do we want to head down there?
Yeah, but I did get a call from my mother earlier, and it sounded like there were people out here looking for me, and there's definitely people out here looking for Kingsley, so we should probably try to keep our heads down as best we can.
Oh, absolutely.
Arcelia, you can also give me another insight check, and you can add 2 to your roll.
Insight.
Say, Teta, I hate to do this to all of us, but can you sneak back out, find a shop of some sort that has a high quality green wig and a cute summer dress and strappy shoes of some sort. Everyone is looking for Kingsley Palace. They're not looking for Jade Crystal.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
How well kept of a secret is that?
Yeah, because I mean, I already knew you were, but I don't know if that's me.
Well, I'm specifically thinking if they, if this conspiracy is as far-reaching as we think it is, if even you had friends and companions and agents and roadies who knew, I don't know that I would. I mean, you're right that probably the public isn't looking for Kingsley Palace or isn't looking for Crystal, but
there is only one outside of you all. There is one person who was in the know. My manager.
Your parents?
My manager. No, my parents didn't know.
Good enough for me.
Okay. Here's some spare fabric, and she just starts grabbing like an obnoxious amount of like little scraps of fabric out of like her little like waist pouches.
Oh,
very like the magician clown trick of like endless fabric. Like, here you go. Like, do something with that. I'll go find a wig and shoes.
Makeup kit too.
Oh wait, no, I got something like that.
Perfect.
It's not sparkles, it's more like dirt colors, but have fun.
I think she's gonna want sparkles.
I got a 32 on this stuff.
Yeah, you're fine. You actually need to go up to the you're gone for about an hour.
Do you want me to come with you?
No, it's okay.
Are you sure?
I work quicker alone sometimes, sort of.
I mean, I would be a mouse.
Mousy, because Mousy isn't here. Yes.
Okay. Go team.
I pat Arcelia reassuringly on the shoulder. Yes,
so
I will turn into a mouse and crawl into your bag.
Yes.
So the two of you
into the one that Mousy normally stays in, and there's already like a little biscuit in there waiting for you.
Wait.
Sorry.
Is this are you crawling into a pocket or into the bag?
One of her little like hip pouches.
Okay. Because that bag has bad things in it.
No. That is tied up on the other side of her waist.
I'm just checking.
Yeah, fair. No, not that.
You guys are gone for about an hour because you have to go up to the upper ring, where some of the more upper class establishments are kept. And you're able to find everything and then some that was on the list. I will let the stealth carry to the whole breaking and entering thing. Go ahead and give me like a sleight of hand.
Oh, I do have that. It's not very good.
Better.
That's an 11.
All right. Well, so the breaking and entering part, there was a lot of breaking. So you've done some damage to this shop, but you can get whatever is reasonable to be able to get from a high class sort of department store. You could find in this place.
Diet burger.
Okay, I'm definitely getting a wig and shoes and accessories. She doesn't really know what she's looking for. She's not a fashionable person.
Well, if you know Jade Crystal, you know how she normally dresses.
I'm going to say,
yeah.
Braylon, on the other hand, studies the cultures of Lafandi. I can easily help you pick out what would be the appropriate.
So let's grab things to help everyone else be disguised too.
Yeah.
But mostly for Kingsley. And so like maybe like extra scarf and a hat here and like a coat and like just kind of random clothing and accessories to be like,
Random assortment of goods.
Yeah.
I already can tell we broke in, so like might as well.
Oh yeah, you kind of like the door's partially off its hinges. You were trying to like pick the lock and it
Got
Fix the
upset and
lock,
shoulder
not
checked it.
remove the hinges.
Yeah. You were like, to heck
You're
with
like-
it.
Unscrewing the hinges, then you're like, oh wait, that's not the lock. Sorry.
Yeah,
Really
so-
hope it's not someone I know. Oh, I don't like a shrug to that.
So you get back with your bag of ill-gotten goods.
I will point out
Make that
that
a will
Braylon
save.
does have an eidetic memory and is taking note of what shop we broke into, so I can make sure that we do send them money for all of it.
Okay, and I will let you know that when I figure out what you broke into.
That's fine. I mean,
Oh, can we say, by the way, a couple of things. First, that Kingsley would have thought of that, and second, that she had money on her normal person, that she could have handed them some money to.
Like lay on the counter and be like, sorry,
Yeah.
emergency.
Sure. You can have some ducats. Probably have a lot of ducats. I remembered what the money was called this time.
I'm gonna
yeah.
leave the ducats down in the same pocket as Braylon Mousy. Be like, I don't know what to do with this. You hang on to it.
I don't pay for
What to
stuff.
do with money.
I mean, I know the importance of it, but I don't.
You
I
don't
don't know
tend to
what's the
carry
right price or not when it comes to this stuff.
it. Right. I will make sure that we pay appropriately.
All right, well, let's
Oh
get...
my gosh. Okay. It's a dump out a very, very large bag. Here you go. And this is what we found. Roll it back up and shove it in a pocket.
Vicky, do we need to make another will save?
Who needs to make a will save? Give me just a second. Arcelia definitely has to make one.
Yeah.
Kingsley, you'll need to make one. And Mary will need to make one.
Yep.
So the three who failed before.
Yep.
Let's see if we can do worse. All
Can I
right.
roll above a 10? There we are. We rolled an 11.
All right.
Celia. Oh,
It is too funny to fix.
Mary and Kingsley, you both remember Sateta fine.
And when she comes in, I am keyed in to Arcelia.
So Arcelia, you not only did you not remember the person who came in the first time, you were like, I don't know who this person is. Now you don't remember that they had come in before. So this is like another person.
Arcelia, remember about an hour ago when I asked you if you trust me?
Yeah. What was that about?
That person who came in that you haven't seen before? This is the same person, and that same person is still Soda.
You don't remember the person who came in before.
Don't
That was-
remember at all, or
Doesn't remember at all.
oh, okay. Then in that case, it
No,
would
I mean you do. Arcelia doesn't.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember. We got here, we were talking for a bit, and I think Braylon left, and then...
And Sateta left with them. But remember how Sateta had this thing where people didn't remember when she left?
Right. And then she's gonna look at Sateta and just...
Grabs her hands and looks her in the eye and says, I am absolutely beyond a shadow of a doubt certain that this is Sateta.
You
Trust
mean
me.
satellite?
Well, I believe Arcelia would know Sateta's name. Wouldn't Wiki would?
I
don't...
think you all share real names,
No.
Joe.
Oh, like knowing it versus remembering it is...
Yeah, that's what
I'm
I'm
not sure
wondering.
about.
yeah.
You would remember the names if assuming Joe shared that
Yeah.
Sateta shared that name, You would recognize it in conjunction with Sodalite, who you do remember.
Okay.
Yeah.
And she's going to end up asking again, so is this gonna keep happening?
This is normal for me. It was really abnormal up until now that all of you remembered me all the time.
I think it is.
I wouldn't forget a friend like that. I would hope, but
It's not you. It's not you. It's okay. It's okay. I promise. This is also the first time I've had to deal with people being upset about this. It's kind of weird. It's okay. It's fine. I'm used to it.
I'm not.
I have some ginger snaps here. Maybe this will help. Isn't there like some science behind like smells help trigger memories, or like, you know, when you eat like a piece of food from home that you haven't had in a long time and it makes you remember all the good stuff? Yeah, here, ginger snaps for everyone.
She'll take the ginger snaps.
Hesitantly take a ginger snap.
What's
And Mary's just eating the ginger snaps, like.
All right, everybody roll fortitude for poison. No, I'm just
Playing
Playing the long game.
you gave them the wrong cookies.
These are really good.
Okay.
All right, so you guys make your little disguises, and I would love everyone to let me know what their disguises are. Let's start with Kingsley.
So Kingsley's got her green emerald kind of sparkly wig. She has colored contacts to make her pupils appear iridescent. She has like a super sparkly kind of foundation. That kind of just looks, it gives the appearance that she's got little flecks of gemstones all over her and any exposed areas of her body. She's got some cute strappy kind of sandal pump things. And then she's got this A-line dress that then kind of at the waist kind of flows out. It's about knee length, but it also kind of bells out a little bit. And of course, it being Kingsley, it's always flowing in the most flattering manner at any given time. And that is white with green polka dots.
So cute.
Okay.
Arcelia is enamored.
Joe, what's
she just puts on her cloaked dream attire and full assassin getup.
Okay. All right.
Oh, I almost forgot. The shoes are ruby colored.
Okay.
Cute.
And Puppy, what is Ellie's choice of disguise?
I'm sorry. For one, her name is Elliot.
Uh-huh.
We'll address her as Elliot.
I'm her mother, so I can address her however I want.
I think we found that nickname that Seteta burrowed into her mind to find.
Yep.
Burrow anywhere, I found it easily.
Yeah. Well,
True.
she was thinking of her mom, so she found it easily. Elliot really doesn't understand what's happening or why everyone's changing. So she's just kind of grabs scraps of like black fabric and just kind of wraps it around her head, but like didn't change anything she was wearing. Like she's just like, okay.
So now she's just got little flags hanging off of her horns.
Yeah, it's kind of like she just kind of like
okay.
Yeah, she just kind of like started draping weird shit around her head.
That'll help. Anybody wanna?
Yes, we will help her.
Yeah.
Address the situation.
She's looking at like Emerald getting all like bedazzled and like, you know, Soda getting into super assassin, and she's just like, what the fuck is happening? Like she's just like grabbing shit.
Just remember, it's like when I took you to that market that one day. It's just like that. You got to stay covered up. Better than this, though. Let's like.
So, Soda, no. Braylon, you definitely had the forethought to grab a nice big top hat. Cover those horns.
Yes.
Yep.
As is the open on fashion.
I need Savannah to make a version of Elliot with a top hat now. And just random pieces of fabric flowing off of her. Because, yes.
That feels pretty accurate. She looks like a really shitty Zatanna.
Is purple a skin tone that occurs among Lyfandian?
It can. Yeah,
okay.
It can.
So we don't need to worry about that.
And when she's not transformed, it's more of like a brownish purple. Like when she's detransformed, when she's not in her gem form, it's not like the purple when she's transformed. It's more of like she was out in the sun a lot, and then it's just a hint of purple in it. So it's vague enough.
Recognize it as a skin tone that appears naturally among Lyfandians.
Yeah.
Oh.
Does the skin tone look similar to that of
Does Elliot have hooves?
Sophie?
No.
Okay.
She has regular feet. She has claws though. She does have like elongated fingers with claws. They're just not as long. So it looks like instead of like an actual like claw when she's transformed, it looks more like she got like the stiletto nails done. So it's
I'm going to be painting up those. And we'll figure out a way to delicately kind of wrap your tail around your waist and underneath your clothes.
Joe, to answer your question, yes, but with a more purplish tint.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Just tucking that away.
There is a family resemblance there.
Just tucking that away.
Yep. Let's see. Braylon.
Braylon is waiting to see what everyone else does because, well, Braylon can shapeshift. So they're waiting to figure out what everyone else is disguising themselves as before they commit to anything. And they're honestly considering just staying a mouse.
Arcelia?
I think Arcelia was gonna try to lean more into subtlety, especially trying to hide her face, so she would get something cloaked that had like a hood on it. She would definitely get one of the scarves. She would get a green one. Use that to sort of help cover up her face a bit.
I do have an idea for something for Arcelia.
Yep.
Kellen Merkel, my manager.
Oh, dressing as the manager?
Do you mean for Braylon?
No.
Because Braylon could actually do that.
Yeah. But again, it's Kingsley. Kingsley wants Arcelia to be her manager.
Okay.
Fresh.
God,
Now, if there's pushback or if Braylon suggests he should do that, she'll reluctantly agree. But she's going to present the idea of Arcelia being her manager.
I don't know if I can pull off that look.
hell of a look.
They have very different skin tones.
Yeah.
And very different ages.
Yeah.
But sure.
We have a new manager now. Don't ask what happened to the old one.
Eventually, at some point, someone's going to recognize that this is not going to work and that, Kingsley is just trying to force it way too much. Like, I'm seeing a moment where it's like, she's like, and done. And it just looks. Yeah.
Tug from Mary.
Like Arcelia in a Halloween costume.
Maybe we shouldn't do that plot. Do you accept constructive criticism on your plans?
Always.
I don't think that one's going to work.
No. Why not? She looks just like her.
No.
I don't know if... I think it's the hair. The hair might not work.
Maybe just that?
Maybe you're right.
if we want the manager, we can maybe get Braylon, but if we don't need it, we don't.
Well, it would be less suspicious, and there would be more
Maybe Braylon could.
routes to talk about things and talk our way out of things. If we had a version of Kellen. So, Braylon, would you be up for it?
Sure.
And this is a person you have seen before. They were at the attack on the park.
Okay. I'm going to very briefly just put my hand on Kingsley's arm and try to probe for whatever memories Kingsley has of this person to
that tickles.
Does Kingsley need a will save for that?
Technically, yes.
Fails it.
Okay. So you find some memories. I'll let Brandon fill you in on one of those memories you might need to know.
So mostly it's just going to be the idea like Kellen is like one part manager, one part mom, one part best friend. That Kingsley's just kind of very happy-go-lucky. Everything always works out. Whereas Kellen's a very type A personality. She's got everything planned to the minute. She is occasionally trying to, no, Kingsley, we don't have time for that. No, I know you want to continue giving autographs, but you've got this thing over here. But always in kind of a very polite and friendly kind of guiding way.
Okay.
So your typical handler.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the in public, in private, they're very close friends, and she's a very positive influence on Kingsley.
Would Kingsley normally travel with an entourage, or not Kingsley, but would Emerald or
too many names? Jade Crystal.
Would Jade Crystal?
I'm going to say no because of how few people know who she really is, that she would be disinclined to have an entourage because it would increase the risk of people finding out. The big reason she guards that secret so closely is because it gives her the ability to do something she loves while also being able to still have a relatively normal life. People make note when a palace is walking around, but people lose their minds when Jade Crystal is walking around.
Okay, Hannah Montana.
Yeah.
All right, so we
That's
have
the inspiration that brought this to life.
We have Jade Crystal and her manager. We have a stealthy assassin who may or may not be seen by anyone anyway. We have Dollar Store Zatanna. We have
Great value.
I'm sorry.
Great value.
Great value Zatanna. And Ruby, you are fancy.
Right now she's a mess because we got to clean her up.
You are fancy dress, hidden face Barbie. Apparently.
Sure.
Mary, what are you doing?
I know the spread of town.
No.
Mary is still, maybe she's heard a story or two from Dad if he's come here, but
yeah, no, you're like, you know what? Give me an insight check.
I don't do that well, but sure.
Do it anyway.
You've seen my rolls today. No.
You know what? That even that low, it's good enough for you to go. I've never been here before. Nobody knows who I am anywhere, so just gonna put a scarf on my head and call it good.
Literally, it's just like, oh, we've got some nicer outfits, so it's like, I'll indulge a little in the dress up. Maybe even have like the little if Kingsley's getting excited over playing dress up, she'll let
Oh,
But like,
he always gets excited at playing dress up.
she'll
It's
let
like
Kingsley
half the
choose the
fun of
outfit.
being. That's literally half the fun for her of being Jade Crystal.
She'll let Kingsley choose her own outfit. Honestly, like, I don't know what I'm doing.
So you guys are all dressed up, and you actually have a place to go, which is, I'm assuming you're headed to the warehouse.
Yep.
Arcelia, as you guys are playing dress up, you start to think about Talendra and the various places that you think are likely possibilities for hideouts. One of those being the warehouse. You also know that the Zerafina mining tunnels have places where people could probably go and have a hideout. Lesser used tunnels, that could be a possibility. If she's trying to leave, if she's trying to get out of Eokodon, the airship docks is also a possibility. And there are also a few other things, but at the moment you feel like the warehouse is the best place to start.
Okay. So yeah, she would say, like, the warehouse seems like a good place to start investigating, but if she did get away, she could either be hiding in the tunnels that the Serviner Corp manages, they're not as good as ours, or going to the airship docks to try to make an escape.
All right, we got a list of places to look.
Yep.
So the warehouse is actually fairly close because the Zafinas keep everything, well, they keep everything close, for lack of a better term. So you only need to go a few blocks away and down the service elevator, which is pretty quick. And it takes you right to their mining operation where that warehouse would be. So it takes you about 15 minutes worth of travel. I'm going to need everybody to give me a stealth check, please.
Here we go.
Great with my rules. Yeah, that'll be perfect. It'll be great.
Oh, yeah. Stealth is not my thing.
I was going to say, would it be stealth, or for those of us in disguise, shouldn't it be deception?
Yeah, I will give you the option. If you're trying not to be seen, it'll be stealth. If you don't really care if you're seen and you're just trying to be whoever it is you're being, that would be deception.
Okay.
If I'm trying to be who I'm being and I'm being myself, do I need to roll deception?
Oh my fuck.
I would like to ask what god I have anchored.
Am I allowed to just automatically pass this check since I'm...
Jesus Christ, Raylan.
How is that even possible?
Because Morph gives you a +20 to a deception check made to disguise.
Dear God, a 54.
For those watching at home, Raylan just rolled a 51 on their deception check.
I don't okay, well, he got it. They got a nat 20.
Even they believe that they are.
I don't have time for another identity crisis.
I have to convince myself that this is not my long-time personal friend.
So
again, the morph advantage, the morph power gives you a +20 to a disguise check. I've got a good deception to begin with, and I rolled a nat 20. So
yeah, okay, fine.
Yeah, all of my self seems inadequate now. I got to up my game.
Yeah. Yes, it's fine.
I got a 30 on my stealth.
Everything is awesome.
Arcelia, you know that the couple of night guards that are kind of roaming around, they're definitely looking at you like you look familiar. They don't say anything or stop you, but you look familiar to them, and you know that they know that you're there and that they think they know you. So,
And with my 30 stealth, can I like do things to distract the guards so their focus is pulled away from the group?
And how much of a distraction is having a world famous singer
well,
walking around?
you see, the thing is that that's what's keeping them from approaching the rest of the group, is that they have come to you.
Oh.
And they are just word vomiting all over you. And so,
yes, I am coming out with an album soon. It should be released in just a few blorts, which I have decided is what months are called.
they're not called blorts. I am vetoing that one. I'm sorry.
I'm pretty sure you have a word for months in the document, but
Yes, it's months.
yeah.
So as Jade Crystal and her manager deal with these two guards that are they catch sight of somebody that they know shouldn't be here, but then they're distracted by the superstar.
Distraction.
Let's jump over to the other four who are making their way into the warehouse.
Hey, look, I'm a distraction.
Those of you who are making your way into the warehouse, please give me a perception check or investigation.
I'm not rolling well. Why are you?
26.
Oh yes, that is one of my favorite songs to perform too.
Oh, there we are. Good roll. Finally, 29.
I freaking hate it here.
I freaking hate it here.
God damn it.
So, by your powers combined, you are very certain that Talindra is not here.
Right.
You do, however, discover a couple of data crystals. Two of them are smashed. But the third one you find, you're able to put it into one of your voxes, and it contains a partially erased and fragmented map of some mining tunnels. Arcelia, give me a mining expertise check, please. And you can add 2 to the roll.
Where is there? It is. That
All right.
is 23.
So you are looking over it, and with the data that's there, you recognize that these are a set of mining tunnels in the lower level in the upper level, in the first ring, that were decommissioned about 10 or 15 years ago due to stability issues. And they're off limits, which means that, of course, it is a very popular place for both teenagers and criminals to hang out, and would make an excellent place to hide.
We get to go where the cool kids are?
And
I wish they had.
Wherever I am is where the cool kids are.
judging
super
by
familiar with that.
judging by the things that are missing from the last time you were here, it looks like she came here possibly looking to grab whatever supplies she could to do just such a hiding.
Okay, so she is in the tunnels, and I sort of know my way around there, so let's just get over there before someone else does.
Okay.
Should we go collect the other ones?
The other ones.
Yeah, we should give them some sort of signal.
got it.
Oh no.
Trust me.
Oh,
Mary
no.
goes running out and switches, like, taking off the scarf because, like, it's no one knows Mary anyway. Runs out, runs up to her, and starts fangirling too. Because she
That's
also
a good
knows
plan. Yeah.
Jade Crystal. So just starts fangirling and has it, hopes that, you know, the fact that the friend is acting like she doesn't know is enough of a signal.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, as our not so magical girls extricate themselves from the guard situation and head up 2 levels to the decommissioned set of mining tunnels, we're going to go ahead and take our break. And when we come back, we will discover what there is to discover. So we will return in 5 to 10 minutes. We're going to get up, stretch our legs, refill our drinks, just take a minute, and we will be back.